guys, Jessica with Southern Sparrow, and we are going through the questions and answers that are in this year's National Mah Jongg League newsletter. I think it's helpful to clarify them visually, and these are great questions that lots and lots of people have, so let's talk about it. This is our 5th question, the last question in the newsletter. So here is what this player wrote in. During a joker exchange, player B, I'll be player B in this scenario, erroneously put an 8 crack onto player A's rack. Player A noticed the error before discarding and replaced the incorrect 8 crack with the proper tile, a 3 crack. Is this legal? So let's say that this person has gone up with their Kong of 3 cracks. One is a joker. On my turn, I say, oh, I'll take your joker, please, and give them the 8 crack, thinking that that's what they have exposed or thinking that I have the 3 crack. I'm not quite sure, but I do this and I take the joker back. Is that legal? What happens? Because clearly this is not the correct exposure of 3 cracks that she wanted, right? So here's what the league has to say. If player A had noticed the error immediately, she could have returned the 8 crack to player B and put the joker back in its place. So if this player said, oh, wait a minute, that's not the right tile, give me my joker back, that's fine. So that person has switched it back. However, once player B discarded, so let's say that I do make this swap on my turn, I give her my 8 crack, and then I say, oh, my turn's over, east, and I've done my discard. Once player B is discarded, player A had an erroneous exposure on her hand, and her hand should have been declared dead, with no penalty to player B. You may never exchange a symbol tile for another symbol tile, and joker exchanges should be done hand to hand over the table. So this is another reason why you should never just go ahead and place your tile and grab for that joker. It's always a good idea to say, I'll take your joker, please, and hand them the tile because it helps to prevent this. But in this case, if I had done that joker swap and then I discarded, this player now has a false exposure and her hand is dead. I don't have the penalty. The person with the false exposure, her hand is not playable. So that is the way that the league handles this, which is why if you have an exposed joker and someone is exchanging for that joker, you always want to make sure that they're giving you the correct tile because it's not the person who made the joker swap who gets penalized. It's the person who has the exposure who gets penalized. I hope that helps. Drop any other questions that you might have down in the comments and we'll make a video for your question next. Happy Mahjong, y'all.